What's up guys, Scott here from Icon Vehicle Dynamics. We're out in the shop playing around with a 2025 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro, and this guy's in the shop for a year model update for the 2025 model year on our award-winning 6-inch lift suspension system. On these newer vehicles, there's a whole lot of electronics, your ADAS system and all that sort of thing we need to verify is going to work properly, so this is all part of the process, and while it may not be brand new for the 2025 model year, you will know that it's going to work 100% when you bolt it onto your truck. So with all that being said, let's show you a little bit what's going on underneath. So a big component of the 6-inch lift suspension system is going to be the crossmember drop bracket. And this does involve a cutting of your factory front crossmember to bolt these into place. So it's a little in depth and there's not really any going back once you cut it, but it's engineered to make sure that all this is going to retain your structural integrity of your chassis, as well as giving us that 4-inch crossmember drop that we need for our 6-inch lift suspension system. Bracket lifts often get a bad rap because of that crossmember that hangs down below the frame. In this case, with only a 4-inch drop and yet 6 inches of lift, plus your larger tires, you maintain ample ground clearance even compared to stock. Everything's up and out of the way and designed to come into contact with obstacles just in case you do drag it across rocks out on the trail. We've got skid plates up underneath, everything's reinforced. You can see our bump stop bracketry is all reinforced and tied into the crossmember and the chassis to direct that bottom out force into the frame so you're not bending anything. This kit is made for wheeling. It's not just for the looks and the taller lift, though that's all part of it. Every aspect of the kit was designed around performance, all the way out to the steering knuckles, which is also an essential part with this bracket lift. The steering knuckles are really neat in this case because we've gone through and redesigned the steering to eliminate the bump steer. Factory Toyotas, many of you may know, have a terrible toe curve through the suspension travel. Basically, as your suspension droops, it toes in really hard, and at full compression, it toes back out. And that does not handle well in the dirt and makes it for a very interesting sort of sawing of the wheel back and forth, trying to control that just to keep the truck trucking straight. So through all 13 inches of wheel travel that this front suspension is capable of, we have down to just a few thousandths of an inch of toe change through that entire range of travel. Keeps the wheel nice and straight, none of that funny business anymore. One of the first things you see when you look in the wheel well are going to be your coilovers and your shock absorbers in the rear. And on this particular truck, this customer opted to go with our CDEV suspension system. So this is going to provide active and on-the-fly compression damping adjustment all through your iOS app on your phone or your iPad, and really changes the dynamics of the truck, allowing you to have a nice, soft, compliant shock setting when you don't need it, but then it's going to immediately ramp up to a more aggressive one when the terrain gets rough, helping control those bumps, keep the chassis sitting nice and smooth while everything dances up underneath it. This suspension system will also fully clear a 37-inch tire through the entire range of wheel travel and from one steering lock to the other, so you should have no tire rub when you're out on the trail. These upper control arms are billet aluminum adjustable versions. The adjustable basically means that you can adjust your caster and camber while the arm is still installed on the truck. No removing of parts and changing lengths and reinstalling, which is super labor intensive. A quick loosening of a couple of bolts and spinning the adjuster sleeves is all that's required to make length adjustments to these guys. And for a ball joint, we are featuring our patented Delta Joint Pro, which allows for this full range of travel as well. This guy will cycle a full 90 degrees of articulation and is fully rebuildable while it's still in the arm. So years down the line, once your ball joint finally wears out, you don't have to pull the arm off, put it in a press stuff in and out. Basically, you just thread off the top of the ball joint here, change the guts as needed, put it all back together and you're back on the road, no realigning required. So that's pretty much everything. We've got a little bit more work to do in the back, get the CDEV rear shocks installed along with all the other goodies like links, track bar, and the rear coils. And then this truck's off to wheel alignment and ADAS recalibration. And it looks like we're good to go for the 2025 model year. So you're gonna see these changes reflected real soon on iconvehicledynamics.com. And you can pick up one of these awesome suspension systems for yourself from iconvehicledynamics.com or your favorite local Icon dealer. Make sure you follow us along for more, and we'll see y'all next time.